Financial considerations in evolving marketing strategy. Finance is the lifeblood of a business enterprise. The financial considerations in developing a marketing strategy deserve special emphasis because they are intimately connected with everything that takes place in the operation of a corporate enterprise. Sometimes, even a carefully crafted and potentially viable strategy may have to be shelved because of paucity of funds. The financial considerations become very important for a team that wants to formulate a marketing strategy. This lesson discusses financial considerations in evolving marketing strategy. It follows from the previous slide that after studying this lesson, you should be able to price setting, pricing objectives, factors affecting pricing decisions, price setting procedure. Price setting is a very critical area in marketing mix decisions of a company. The meaning given to price sometimes creates pricing difficulties. Pricing exercise begins with an understanding of corporate mission, target markets, and marketing objectives. Based on these factors, pricing objectives are developed. There are two types of pricing decision situations: the new product pricing and adjusting prices of existing products. Pricing strategies of particularly new products are high-level responsibility shared by marketing and other top-level executives. There is tremendous price competition in free market economies all around the world. A company can use price to compete by changing its prices or by reacting to price changes by competitors. This influences decisions concerning other marketing mix variables. Typically, price-based competition occurs when consumers cannot readily differentiate between competitive offerings. In this situation, companies use price as a tool to differentiate its products from competitors' products to beat or match prices set by competitors. To adopt this competitive approach, a company should be low-cost producer. In case all competitors charge the same price, then the company producing at the lowest cost would be most profitable. Companies adopting price-based competition tend to market standardized products and are generally adept at frequently adjusting prices, or quite willing to do so. Non-price competition focuses on other than price factors of a product, such as distinctive product features, quality, service, packaging, and promotion to make it meaningfully differentiated from competing brands. The company attempts to add more value to its brand to push sales rather than changing its price. It is important that consumers must be able to perceive these distinctions and view them as important. When we go to buy an otherwise ordinary product toothbrush, we find significant differences in prices, ranging between ₹5 to ₹38. Major companies differentiate their brands on the basis of bristlehead flexibility and tiny shock absorbers to benefit teeth and gums. This approach is more appropriate when customers primarily do not buy a product only for price reasons, such as those products the customers consider a commodity. Pricing objectives focus on what a company wants to achieve through establishing prices. These objectives should be clear, concise, and understood by all involved in pricing decisions. Survival is the broadest and most fundamental pricing objective of any company because staying in business is important under difficult conditions such as overcapacity, intense cutthroat competition, and changing consumers' wants and preferences. Many companies set profit maximization as their pricing objective. Profit maximization is likely to be more beneficial over the long run. The firm, however, may have to accept modest profits or sometimes even losses over the short term. The major problem with maximization objective is that it is difficult to measure whether profit maximization has been accomplished. ROI is also a profit objective and aims at achieving some specified rate of return on company's investment. Large companies such as Tata or Reliance are in a better position to set pricing objectives in terms of ROI. A large number of companies establish their pricing objectives in terms of market share that they want to capture of the total industry sales. The objectives can be to maintain existing market share or increase in percentage terms. Companies want to maximize market share, believing that a higher sales volume will consequently bring down unit cost and lead to higher profits in the long run. The prices are set at the lowest possible level to generate higher sales and larger market share. A company might have the objective to be a product quality leader in the industry. Consumers directly relate price to quality, particularly in case of products that are ego-intensive or technology-based. Such companies consistently strive and maintain high quality and accordingly set higher prices to cover quality and high cost of research and development. A number of different internal and external factors affect pricing decisions, and this may pose some complexity. In general, there is uncertainty about how consumers, competitors, and resellers, etc. would react to prices. Price considerations are important in market planning, analysis, marketing mix variables, demand forecasting, competitive structure, cost, and government actions. Various factors that affect pricing are demand, supply, manufacturing cost, marketplace, competition, market condition, and quality of product. The steps involved in price setting include development of pricing objectives, determination of demand, estimation of costs, examining competitors' costs, prices, and offers, selecting a pricing strategy, selection of pricing method, final price decision. Developing pricing objectives is necessary because all subsequent decisions are based on objectives. Objectives must be consistent with companies' overall objectives and marketing objectives. As stated earlier, companies generally have multiple pricing objectives, keeping in view their short-term and long-term interests. Demand determination of a product is the responsibility of marketing manager aided by marketing research personnel and forecasters. Demand and competition typically set the upper limits of price. Demand forecasts furnish estimates of sales potential of a product reflecting the quantity that can be sold in a specified period. Over the long run, prices must exceed average unit costs to earn a profit. Costs set the lower limits of price. The reality of free market economy is such that customers now pass up certain brand names in case they pay less without sacrificing quality. The purpose of price setting for a company is to set a price to cover costs involved in a product's production, selling, and distribution, and some desired level of profit for its efforts and risks. Examining the market demand and company costs, a range of possible prices can be considered. However, the company must also examine the cost, prices, and possible responses of competitors in the industry. Learning competitors' costs, prices, and offers is an ongoing function of marketing research. A pricing strategy is a course of action framed to affect and guide price determination decisions. These strategies help realizing price objectives and answer different aspects of how will price be used as a variable in the marketing mix, such as new product introductions, competitive situations, government pricing regulations, economic conditions, or implementation of pricing objectives. More than one pricing strategy may be selected to address the needs of different markets or to take advantage of opportunities in certain markets. After selection of the pricing strategy or strategies to accomplish the pricing objectives, a company decides about a pricing method. A pricing method is a systematic procedure for setting the prices on a regular basis. The pricing method structures the calculation of actual price of a product based on considerations of demand, costs, and competition. Final price setting is guided by companies' pricing policies. The final price is set according to companies' pricing objectives and the needs and wants of target customers to accomplish the marketing and company objectives. Now let us check if we have understood the various concepts discussed in this lesson clearly. A pricing method is a mechanical procedure for setting prices for specific products on a regular basis. Right or wrong? Right. Demand-based pricing approach means that it is coordinated with promotional efforts. Right or wrong? Wrong. There are three types of pricing decision situations. Right or wrong? Wrong. There are two types of pricing decision situations: new product pricing and adjusting prices of existing products. Before we end, let us briefly revise what we have studied till so far. Price setting is a very critical area in marketing mix decisions of a company. It is the only element that generates revenues for the company, and all others involve only costs. The aim of marketing is to facilitate satisfying exchanges between the marketer and the consumers at a profit. Pricing should never be seen as an isolated component of a company's marketing decision-making. Companies spend large amounts of money on product development, promotion, and distribution, and face risks. Price is often the only marketing mix element that can be changed quickly to respond to changes in demand or competitive moves. Developing new products or modification of existing products, any changes in promotional program or distribution system involve much time and efforts. In any economy, price influences the allocation of resources. In case of individual firms, price is a major factor that determines the success of marketing efforts. In many purchase situations, price is an important factor to consumers that influences the value of a product or service. But defining price precisely is very difficult. In general, we can think of price as the money and/or other items with utility needed to acquire a product or service. For most companies, setting prices can be a complex task involving both scientific analysis and intuitive trial and error. Pricing objectives focus on what a company wants to achieve through establishing prices. Survival is the broadest and most fundamental pricing objective of any firm because staying in business is important under difficult conditions such as overcapacity, intense cutthroat competition, and changing consumer wants and preferences. Many companies set profit maximization as their pricing objective, but because of certain difficulties, maximization objective is rarely set, and companies settle down to a profit figure or some percentage change over previous period that its decision makers view as optimum profit. Return on investment is also a profit objective and aims at achieving some specified rate of return on company's investment. This pricing objective is set by trial and error because all relevant cost and revenue data are not available to project the ROI at the time of price setting. A large number of companies establish their pricing objectives in terms of market share they want to capture of the total industry sales. The objectives can be to maintain existing market share or increase in percentage terms. Companies want to maximize market share, believing that a higher sales volume will consequently bring down unit cost and lead to higher profits in the long run. A company may have the pricing objective to be a product quality leader in the industry and set the product price high to communicate high product quality. Besides pricing objectives, other important factors that influence price setting relate to various aspects of market structure such as demand, competitive reactions, marketing mix strategies for elements other than price and costs. A pricing strategy is a course of action framed to affect and guide price determination decisions. These strategies help to realize pricing objectives and answer different aspects regarding to how will price be used as a variable in the marketing mix, such as new product introductions, competitive situations, government pricing regulations, economic conditions, or implementation of pricing objectives. More than one pricing strategy may be selected to address the needs of different markets or to take advantage of opportunities in certain markets. There are two approaches for setting price of a new breakthrough product: price skimming and penetration pricing. Price skimming means the company charges a price that customers who are in dire need of the product will pay. Penetration price is a lower price charged to penetrate the market and capture a large sales volume quickly. Psychological pricing aims to encourage purchases that are based on emotional rather than rational responses. Promotional pricing approach means that it is coordinated with promotional efforts. A pricing method is a mechanical procedure for setting prices for specific products on a regular basis. The methods include cost-based pricing, demand-based pricing, and competition-oriented pricing. In case of cost-based pricing, a company determines price by adding a monetary value or percentage to the cost of the product. The cost-based approach includes two common pricing methods: cost plus and markup pricing. Demand-based pricing relates to the level of demand for the product. When the product demand is strong, the price is high, and the price is kept low when the demand is weak. In case of competitor-based pricing, costs and revenues become secondary to competitors' prices. No matter how carefully a product's price has been set, there would be occasions in a product's life cycle to change the existing price for a variety of reasons, such as need for additional business, product movement, product improvement, sales slowdown, loss of market share, competitive pressures, economic conditions, and change in government policies. Before raising or decreasing the price of a brand, the company must consider possible reactions of customers, competitors, and others. Final price setting is guided by company's pricing policies. The final price is set according to company's pricing objectives and the needs and wants of target customers to accomplish the marketing and company objectives.